30.31. A high barometer usually means a low thermometer, and it's pretty chilly outside today. Pretty bird landing on top of the poplar. It's about 47 degrees here on the Bass River where there's a breeze, so no radiational cooling. Inland, though, we did cool off, and once again, an inversion has set up. An inversion with strong high pressure means that the coldest air is going to be in the valleys each morning. Sure enough, this morning, 23 in Whitefield, while at 4,000 feet on Mount Washington, almost 38 degrees. High pressure also means nice weather. Sinking air, that's a nice dry air mass. I just saw something up there. Speaking of up there, did you hear about the bird on Cape Cod? It's a vermilion flycatcher. Native to Central America, South America, occasionally seen on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, only seen in Massachusetts 4 times, and seen only once on Cape Cod. And that's Paynes Creek. My neighbor from right over there got that photograph for us. Thank you. This is Forsythia. It's beautiful. I would say we're getting pretty close to peak foliage in southeastern Massachusetts. Red oaks are red, but the white oaks are still green. Can you see that green? Ha, kidding. Come on, focus. This high pressure system is going to be with us pretty much all weekend, and right now it's still fairly breezy as the high moves in, but it's going to level off, and we're going to have the wind diminishing from the northeast. I got to get out of the wind so you can hear me better. Grass seed I planted right there. Cape Cod, inches of rain. That's why we waited until Friday to mow this week. Everything was so muddy. That's behind us for now, and it looks like we're going to have a zonal flow that's from west to east across the nation, but it left behind a low pressure system in Texas. This is all that snow that you saw coming out of Colorado last couple of days. Now it's just rain in Texas, and that storm is running out of fuel. It's used up its cold, and it's out of fuel. Cold and warm mixing together makes a storm. And so it's going to just kind of weaken and spin in our direction with a chance of a few showers coming in here, probably about Halloween, so right around trick-or-treat time, but it doesn't look heavy at this point, and the models have backed off. The guidance has backed off on how much precipitation with that one. Looks minimal, and that's going to be the beginning of a warming trend, I think, here, maybe slightly cooler. First of all, today we're going to be in the 50s, and then tomorrow the 60s, but it's diurnal chill. That means each night it gets down into the 20s and 30s. I don't think I've had a frost at my house in Weymouth yet. Certainly have not had one down to the low elevations. Here on Cape Cod, last week there was a morning with frost on some of the roofs, but not here in South Dennis. So some of us have not had a freeze yet. Logan Airport, I don't even think it's been below 40, right? Eric Fisher keeps talking about that, even though at my house, just south of Logan, I've been below 40 several times. And it looks like if we make it through the next 48 hours, we're going to stay that way. This is not really good news for the ski areas, that there's going to be a new trough digging into the west next week. It's good news for the ski areas out west, but here in the northeast, as we turn into November, we start waiting for the snow, and there's none in sight. Major ridge is going to form here in the east again next week. Now, what can happen, though, you can get some sort of something coming out of the tropics, and the National Hurricane Center says still chance something like that's going to happen. It's not going to come all the way here is how it looks now, but remember about 2 weeks ago, I was talking about we're going to be on the edge of a big warm-up, and then it turned into last week where we ended up with warm weather way away from the ocean. So anyhow, that may happen again late next week. Most of the eastern United States and eastern Canada could challenge record high temperatures, but here in New England, we may end up with a flow coming in off the ocean. And that could dampen that a little bit, or cool that a little bit, maybe dampen also. So it's still a low confidence forecast for late next week, other than the big picture pattern with troughing returning to the west and ridging in the east. But the tropics are always a wild card. What else did I want to talk about? Surf. Yeah, surf with this high pressure system here. It's going to be a big swell generating off to the south. Now, these first 2 inches are in feet, 10 to 15 feet. The surf is kind of choppy near New England, but it's cleaning up to the south of New England, and hopefully once this high pressure system settles right over us Saturday and Sunday, we're going to get a clean swell from the southeast. It looks like an 8 or 9 second period, perhaps in the order of 4 to 6 feet. So that could be some really nice surfing weather this weekend. As for skiing weather, World Cup coming to Killington 4 weeks from today, and there's no sign of an opportunity to make snow right now, but when it comes, they'll make snow fast, and so that should work out. So we're on Halloween, and we're just 4 weeks less a day from Thanksgiving. Wow, it's flying by. I'm looking forward to the clocks going back next week because it will be sunny at this time. I'll leave you with the sights of T-Rex, who's going to join us here for a second from yesterday at the park, blending with the foliage, and peak foliage on the ride from Weymouth to Dennis over probably about my 500th sunset shot or scene at the Cape Cod Canal, and then over Bass River just after sun went down. Still warm out. Colder air is not coming in till overnight. Rex just blends with fall, don't you think?